might have lost my mind. How did I get this far? I thought about how I kill you.
What's going on, guys? Finishing up the last week of the longest off season of my life. This is week 14 or 15, not really sure, of the off season. It's coming to a conclusion with my last days, my last top sets. For squats, I worked up to a top set of 602 pounds for 4, and everything felt really good. I was happy with the way it moved, especially with the Duffalo bar. Kind of pitches me forward just a little bit, makes it a little bit harder. So looking forward to getting into some low bar work and moving from there. Then also Kaylee's getting ready for her meet. She's about 3 weeks out now, so she's moving into some of her heavy weight, and next you'll see her take 245, which is 15 pounds less than her meet PR. She did it for 3 sets of 2. This is the last set here. So everything's moving really well for the both of us. She's gonna do pretty good numbers for her second meet, and off season went really well. So I'm really optimistic about kind of where things are gonna go during the meet prep. So biggest thing I want to talk about today was coaching and coaching cues, more specifically, and just how meaningless and inefficient they are, right? You'll go to a gym, you'll go to a meet, and what do you always hear? You always hear knees out, chest up, right? Like if I'm squatting and I go down, am I just gonna magically not remember to keep my chest up? And by you telling me to keep my chest up, is that somehow gonna magically make me keep my chest up? No, of course not, right? If you yell knees out, is that gonna really make me push my knees out to the point where it's gonna have a substantial difference in my technique and my squat? No, absolutely not, right? When you're doing these exercises, you're trying to keep your chest up, you're trying to keep your knees out. The biggest thing that I see the difference between a good coach and an okay coach or a cheerleader is that a good coach will recognize that there's obviously some type of movement pattern going wrong, whether it's how you're rooting into the floor, whether it's how you're bracing, or whether it's how you're engaging your lats and keeping your back tight during the lift. A good coach will recognize that coaching cues are very misleading, that if you just give someone cues and not actually fix the problem, then those cues are just words, and then you just become a cheerleader. So if you're a coach and you're giving coaching cues, that's not going to help the lifter out. What you want to do is you want to fundamentally break down what's going on here in the lift. Not so much, I would say, not so much like what you see as a negative proponent, like, okay, your knees are buckling in, so let's automatically throw a band on around your knees or a hip circle around your knees, and that'll just automatically force you to push them out, right? That's not always the case. Typically if your knees are caving in, there could be a weakness in your glutes. There could be a weakness in how you're rooting into the ground and how you're getting yourself tight into the ground with your feet and contracting your muscles before you actually start the lift and firing them and making sure everything's firing correctly. Just by throwing some gizmo or gadget on, doesn't necessarily mean that's going to fix the issue. The issue's more 9 times out of 10, the issue is going to be more of a movement pattern, more of a bracing pattern, more of, very technical things that are going to take a lot of time to correct and fix. So do us all a favor, quit yelling these stupid coaching cues and actually take the time to fix your athletes and show them how to move properly, show them how to brace properly, show them how to breathe, show them how to rip into the ground, show them how to do all these things that you should be doing as a coach instead of yelling stupid cues, right? And then once you show these athletes those things, you can give them reminders, while they're lifting, But in all honesty, once the person unracks the bar and starts their descent, no matter what you say is not going to fix anything during the lift, right? So be a coach before the lift, be a coach after the lift. During the lift, you don't need to be a coach because all you're doing is just being loud and being a cheerleader and not giving them anything to work with, right? Do your job in the beginning so that they don't have to think about those things, and so you don't have to sound like an idiot yelling all these stupid cues that don't make any sense and don't really correct any of the issues, right? Learn movement patterns, learn, force production, learn what causes what, and then fix those issues, right? Take it step by step, take a couple steps back to fix the problem, quit giving these stupid cues, fix the problem, fix the weakness, then you'll actually have real athletes performing these movements like they're supposed to be performing them, and you'll quit yelling these meaningless cues all the time. So basic component here is just break down the movement, get a better movement pattern, fix what's going wrong, find your weaknesses, and make them strengths, and then you'll have better movement, better motor patterns. Brace, rip into the ground, breathe in, all that stuff is 10 times more important than any cue you're ever going to get. Learn how to do the movement properly, learn how to do it according to proper biomechanics, learn how to do it according to, getting tight and keeping everything tight, and then move on from there. So if you guys have any questions about that stuff, you can go to kibuki.ms, and they have a lot of tutorials on how to do those things. That's where I learned a lot of the stuff that I'm learning now, and that's what's helped me put over 100 pounds on my total, hopefully 200 by my next meet. So check that out. Check out the other videos I have. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, guys. Talk to you later.